Ba ba da ba 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 ba. Hello, everyone, all 8 of you. Hi, guys. So I'll end up saying this a few times, but what happened here was yesterday morning. Sorry, I don't know if things are plugged in right. Without Tara here to help me, I'm kind of lost, guys, just so you know. Uh, Tara woke up yesterday with a bit of a sore throat. And so, and it progressed into a fever. And she did a little virtual visit, and they gave her, "Hi, Amanda. Hi, David." And they gave her a prescription. She took it, and her fever broke. So she is on the mend, but she is down for the count right now. So we decided that it would be better to postpone the happy hour because she couldn't drink anyway. And since we have this amazing glyph, yeah. So she is down for the count and on the mend, though. So that's all good. I can see it's a miracle. Hi, dang it, guys. Horger Spain. I don't know. It disappeared and I can't try again. So I know that's just going to be a few of you guys popping on. I just wanted to make sure, just in case people did show up thinking that there was still going to be the happy hour live stream, even though I've tried to post it places. That's also not my department, the posting of places thing. So that's Tara's. I am taking a break from working the cows. Yes, that is my Bob Ross hung up there. You know what? It's kind of funny. So my Bob Ross is hanging up at the ranch, and I only get to see, a couple times a year. And when I did it, hi, Mudman. When I did it, I thought that that's the only place I don't want to see it. I don't like it. I don't want to see it. And then I see Tara's every time I go over to her house, and I'm like, but I want my Bob Ross. Anyway, hey, Hubert. So yeah, that's where it lives. I actually need to make more art because all of my walls are bare. That's a nice stove right there. The thing's amazing. But I needed to put stuff all over this wall. Oh, you guys want to see something really creepy? Hold on, this is gonna get shaky for a minute. Let me unplug this. I'm gonna show you guys something creepy. So this trailer was on the property when we moved in, and it was furnished somewhat. I mean, well, when we came to gut it, it still had clothes hanging in the closet and notes to people, and there were notes anyway. So there's some like really just weird things. We cleaned out the whole thing, but I kept some of the stuff. Like I had to keep these chairs. Look at these glorious, oh, I can't get there. These glorious 70s chairs that I was like, these must stay. But this is the creepy thing. This guy, can I get him? This wire baby that was hanging on the wall. Actually, I don't really know if it's a baby, but I've decided we had to keep it because otherwise the house would get haunted by who we call the grandmother, because she signed the notes that were in the drawers. Actually, we kept the notes because we were too scared to disturb them. Let me see if I got them here. These little notebooks. We found these notebooks here when we moved in. We found these notebooks, and everything was signed the grandmother. Let's see if I can find some of the grandmother's ones. They would like check in when they were here. We have ice chest, but not full, Mom. Kelly, please put the milk in the ice chest. Leave meat out. Thanks. Anyway, it's kind of creepy. We kept them just because, yeah, we were here, and it's got dates. This was 11/2/90. I really think that was like the last time this trailer had been in, was in the 90s. I don't know that we have something that says any differently. Anyway, it was really interesting, this little time capsule. So we kept some of it just because, nostalgia's sake, but we did get rid of quite a bit because there were these weird like metal flower hanger things on the wall, and there was like green carpet. And I actually, it's funny, I kept some of the clothes in the closet because they made amazing costume pieces. Let me plug this back in while I'm sitting here, and hopefully it doesn't screw up the whole world. Yeah, I kept some of the the clothing that was in the closet because there's these amazing pieces from the 70s. This table was here. Couch is ours. And so now I've tried to start matching it to, that's my lamp. I made that lamp. So don't anybody say that it's from the 70s and that it's tacky because I made it. Okay. I just tried to start matching with the, the aesthetic with, these kind of, this little kind of decorations and stuff like that. Justin doesn't care. Justin lets me do whatever I want. But yeah, they're all out by the corral today. We have been out there for a couple hours. We just got new equipment, so it's taking us a long time to figure out how to use these new syringes. We got repeater syringes, but got multiple different kinds, and so each one works a little bit differently. David says he's from the 70s and he's tacky. Gather material for inhuman spirit ritual. The grandma, yeah, I'm sure that's one of the notes. That's what I had to keep the baby. There's just because I just felt like that thing was watching over the place. It's a really interesting piece of property because I'll try to go outside in a little bit. It's interesting that we have unitless constants. Hello, unitless constants. Anyway, so there's we have internet, and the only reason we have that is because we've got this fancy little WeBoost thing, and then there's like an antenna that we put outside, and all it is getting we're getting 4G because of it. Otherwise, we had nothing while we were here. We have to have the generator running the house. There's no electricity, no running water. There really is a porta pot outside that we use. We just bring a new porta pot every time we come up here. Yeah, no running water, but we're going to try to fix that. There still will not be septic, so we'll still have to bring an outhouse. But if I can wash my hands and the dishes in the sink, I will be happy. I did buy a camping sink from the internet. Yeah, it's kind of glamping. It is glamping. We're in a big, I don't know how glamorous this is, though. I think people who like glamping would be a little bit put out by this, though. You're in a old, rundown trailer that without Winchester, the mice are already trying to move back in. It's kind of interesting. Actually, there's chipmunks that live on the roof, and they were Winchester's friends. I've started naming the random rodents that are outside just so, because that's the level of sanity I'm at right now. There's a carpenter bees making their ways around. The one right outside my door, who's really friendly, he guards the house. His name's Antonio. There's another guy at the other end of the house. His name's Philip, and they obviously do not get along. But Philip and I don't get along either. Antonio and I are cool, though. There were snakes in your trailer once. We have not had snakes in the trailer, but we found a snake over at the corral when we were greasing the corral a couple of days ago. I tried to set up this internet over by the corral because we have power, and I just didn't have time to figure out where the antenna had to go to get enough internet, so I had to come over here. We were working all the baby calves today. That's redundant, but okay. We were working the calves today. And I have taken some pictures. Maybe I will get to post those. Didn't know. But we did find, we found a blow snake over there. We get rattlesnakes and blow snakes up here. And I'm not a snake person, so I have no idea what, like the difference. Obviously one has a rattle and one doesn't, but, and one will kill you and the other one won't. But, Justin and everyone is like, oh yeah, that's just a blow snake. I'm like, I'm not touching it anyway. And today we found a frog, which doesn't make any sense. I need someone to tell me about frog magic. So frogs. We have a pond here, and then some years it runs absolutely dry. But then the next year, there'll still be a lot of frogs. How do frogs work? How do they survive an entire year without any water? Like, does their egg just stay someplace? I don't understand. And our wasp problem is gone. I think Antonio took care of it. Ever since Antonio, the carpenter bee, has been standing guard, I think frogs can estivate? I don't know what that word even, estivate in mud for a long time. Good, because we found a frog today, and we do have water this year, but it had been very dry. I'm not a frogologist. I knew one of you guys would know the answer, though. See? I know my audience. It's people who know things about frogs. So we found a frog today. We found a couple snakes. Estivate is like hibernate, but not quite. So it's adult frogs that estivate, and then the babies don't make it, the little tadpoles. Frogs have been found alive in rocks that were centuries. No, they didn't, Ralph. Okay, gullible, but not that. Sure, I have no idea. I don't know. Everything I know about frogs or wasps or carpenter bees is because I have been looking it up as I run across this thing and go, wait, what is this? And everybody's like, that's a Russian thistle. And I look up Russian thistle. I'm like, Russian thistle is a tumbleweed. That's not a Russian thistle. That's a Scottish thistle. Or maybe it was a Canadian thistle, which both are found here. And musk thistle. We have musk, Canadian, But Russian thistle is a tumbleweed, just in case anybody was wondering. They don't know that. You had a frog as a class pet, and I missed him. What was his name, Amanda? With an acorn in the mouth. I missed what we were talking about. This may or may not be Gatorade and vodka. May, leading towards May. Why am I have my earbud in like you're gonna say something to me? So used to doing this with Tara as well that I have my earbud in. I guess I don't need that. I can just use this microphone. Russian thistle is a strange thing to call a tumbleweed. It is indeed. I don't know why they are the same thing. You don't remember his name, then I don't know. I don't understand how you could possibly. Maybe his name was second grade. That would have been really smart. So we got we picked up a blow snake the other day, and I don't know if that's what they're really called, but that's what they're calling them up here. I found that everyone in Utah has a name for stuff that they just grew up calling it, and no one ever bothered to check. Kermit played the banjo. It's 90 degrees in Florida. Oh, we're so holy. I was telling a story and I got lost. Oh, we picked up a blow snake, and there's a bunch of kids here right now. Justin's sister is here, sister and brother-in-law, not the ones that own the ranch as well. They're here from Vegas, and they have four kids. And Shannon and Ellen have one child and two adult children. And they're all of those are here. And one of them's here with her husband. And then there's also, that's all the kids. But it's just, there's so many people. Anyway, one of the children was going to name the snake Name. But then we came up with, instead of naming the snake Name, we're going to start naming all the things on the property that they find a foreign language word for name. So this one's named Nombre, because that's the only foreign language anybody here knows. It's Spanish. So we're going to have to look up some other words, foreign language words for name. I need to know Italian, and I need to know French, and we'll start naming the random, we can name that frog we found as soon as we let him go back to the pond, though. I'm sure that's where he was headed. We have 33 calves today. El Nemo. Is that name? That's not really a thing. I don't know. Hi, Diddy. Bye, Diddy. Oh, hi, Alex. French is appel. Appel, maybe. I don't know if that E is silent. I don't know. I don't know if you guys can tell me either. Dutch is nam, maybe. I'm saying, I don't know. See, this is not helping because I could just make noises with the letter N in front and assume that they're correct. Naven, name in Danish. Naven. Bye, Diddy. And somebody said hello and I missed it. These things pop up, come and go so quickly. Nameski. I don't really think Russian is nameski. I can't trust anything that you guys say. I think we're gonna need like some sort of like secret handshake or something, some symbol to tell me when you're not pulling my leg. Because I'm just gonna always assume that you're pulling my leg. Yeah. So those of you just joining us, Tara got sick. We're fingers crossed it's not the COVID. If she's here lurking in the background, she's going to be mad at me for saying that. The doctors that she had a virtual visit with said it was strep throat. But as someone else said, how the hell did you get strep throat while in quarantine? I don't know. So Tara was but she's feeling better already. So that's good. And she had a really high fever, but Tara told me when all this started going down, she mentioned that when she gets fevers, she gets really, really bad fevers and has her entire life. So when she was young, there were plenty of times where her mom had to ice bath her, and, not fun. I've never had to do a ice bath. But so she did get some medication. Excuse me. Interestingly enough, they gave her a Z-Pack. And she took it. She's taking it. I don't know how that works. You call it a pack, and then I just assumed that it's I just assumed it was something like a patch. I don't know why. That's what visually happened. But so she said her fever broke, and she's already feeling a little bit better, but she's really worn out. That was a long time to have 100 and almost 4 temp. So you didn't miss anything crazy except for the story of the crazy grandma that may or may not haunt this place. So far, I don't have any haunt feels to it, though. The cure for a fever is more cowbell. But you know what? That might be the issue. She doesn't even own a cowbell. We're going to have to, that's it. I know how we solve the virus, guys. Everybody go get a cowbell. Start ringing that thing. If everybody gets a cowbell, it'll solve it. It is 104 is a crazy high temp. It was 103.8. When I had my fever at the beginning of all this, I was dancing around 103. Never got up that high. Although my thermometer was stupid and I hate it, so I don't trust digital thermometers. I don't know about you guys. I just don't. I've never thought that they were accurate. So, I mean, and it really upsets me that the world has decided I can't have a mercury thermometer. Like I'm not adult enough to figure out to not chew on it or break it in my mouth. I don't know. It's kind of, I don't even think it's when batteries get low. I just think that they're like, anyway, I mean, I'm not a thermometer maker. I apologize to any of you if you are thermometer makers. I had it prescribed in February to have, wonder if I actually had COVID. Oh, can you get tested, Ben? Tara's actually she's going to get tested. I did say that if she does have the COVID, we are going to milk that for all of its internet gold. So look forward to we're either going to have a pickle month or it's going to be a COVID month, just so you guys know. We're going to make lemonades with Tara's COVID, if that's what it is. I don't know how both of us have been able to get sick during the quarantine and not have internet gold happen yet. We could. There's Tara. I seriously doubt it's COVID. How long have you been there, Tara? I told him if you heard me saying that, you'd be very upset. Oh yeah. Well, in California, in LA now, everyone can get tested. I just don't know when you can get tested. I don't know if it's like a delay. Tara says she's going to get the test though, and we're gonna milk that for all it's worth. Yeah. See, Tara's been for the count. Tara just woke up a few minutes ago. I have been up since 6 my time and working with cows. And I didn't have makeup on before, and I have the most bare minimal makeup for this. But when I put it on my face, I could actually feel the dirt grime. So I think I'm getting a little bit extra color from the red dirt that's out here. It's really gross, I know. But who knows what else is on my face, considering I've been working with cows. Now I'm going to get something that's not COVID. It's going to be something from the bovine line. She needs to film her reaction when they come at her with that big swab. Yeah. See, Tara did say, she said, I'm half tempted to film myself more. Oh, and thank you, Amanda, for letting us know that Pickle Month is actually July. So Tara and I need to get our pickle game on. And Shannon, I think that was you who says you're going to do a shot every time I say pickle. So get ready for that. I know Blair's not on board for the Pickle Month, but come on, Blair, do you like any pickle, anything? Like, do you like pickled eggs or pickled vegetables? Like pickled onions on a burger are delish. Well, Tara will fake you filming it later. Tara said she didn't film it. So what we'll do is we'll fake a drive-through. Only the 7 people here will know. 35. Never mind. Too many. We can't fake it now. Within the first 5 seconds, Tara, someone identified my Bob Ross. I think it was David. Also, David, thank you for donating in Winchester's name to, was that LA Animal Care? I can't actually remember what it was. Last week's been kind of a blur. You know what? I think I'll go ahead and get into the Winchester thing a little bit right now. We weren't going to do it today, but since this isn't the normal happy hour, and I may still have to touch on it on we meant to get into it this last shush because I do think that you guys deserve to know. He's part of the bigger family in the Quiet Army. But then the internet got all wonky and we decided it was better to not while things were wackadoo. Anyway, so I did post it on Winchester's Instagram, but I know that you're not all there. So really quick, what happened was pulmonary thrombosis, I think is what it's the actual term for it. I know it's thrombosis. I'm not remember it's pulmonary. Winchester and it was, you know, probably if something like that's going to happen, there's not a better way for it to happen. I woke up in the morning. Justin had been up once already and done, because Justin gets up for work at 6 and then has to go and then goes back to bed once he's got all of his stuff done, or gets up at 3 and goes back to bed after all of his stuff done. So I'd woken up at 6:45 and went downstairs, and Winchester jumped off the couch and we played together for a minute. He does this thing where he flops on the ground when he wants you to pet him. So he flopped on the ground and we played for a minute. And then I got up and walked into the kitchen and he followed me in there and I picked him up and I pet him and he got down on the ground. And then he sat down funny and kicked his back legs funny. And I was like, oh, I wonder if that's hurting him. So I picked him up and moved him into the living room onto the rug. And I started to move his legs to see if that was bothering him. And he was really upset with me and pulled away from me, got away, and then went, and when I was at the base of the stairs, basically, and then he crawled up the stairs. But when he went to go up the stairs, his back legs were barely functioning. They were kind of like squatted out to the side and he was half crunched down and he pulled himself up the stairs. So I yelled for Justin, something's wrong. Justin came out. And then at that point in time, it's like almost 7 o'clock. The first vet did not open until 9 o'clock. No, the first vet opened at 8. So within about 10 minutes from that, his back legs didn't work. They had no circulation. He didn't want to be held because and at times I could tell he thought that we were doing this, like we were holding his legs and then he'd get away and then he was just upset. Never seemed like he was in pain. He just seemed like he was terrified. So we brought him to the first vet. They weren't going to be able to see him until 10. We went to a second vet. And we're in Hurricane, Utah. There's no emergency 24-hour anything. The closest one was an hour away anyway. So we got in there and they said that had been a blood clot that had gotten loose and lodged itself at the spine and cut off circulation. No circulation from like mid torso down. And then and there's just nothing to do. And we asked about, you see the wheelchairs and stuff like that. I pushed for it for like 5 minutes, but I knew it wasn't the right thing to do. And Justin, bless Justin, because I was not very nice to him. I didn't give him the benefit. Okay, we won't talk about that part yet. Maybe we'll talk about that on Thursday. I wasn't very good to Justin in the moment. I wasn't mean, but I didn't let him grieve the same way. Anyway, so we decided that then he defecated on himself and it was just like, he's never going to be happy. So we decided to put him down. They gave him a shot. I sat there and scratched his chin. We fell asleep. That was it. Okay, that's the end. And then we buried him outside So there's someday I'll tell you guys all the funny stories about me and dead cats. Not today. There's a lot of fun things to be made into videos or something of me and the ordeals with now my cat's in a box in the garage because I want to go take him someplace else to bury him. So we picked a spot outside, right, I can see it from here, right by the gate. Justin dug a hole. We put him inside his pineapple and buried him. And then we actually, Tara and Brandon had given us this metal plaque thing that's from, it says Winchester on it, but it's from Winchester Rifles. And it sits by his tree at home. And instead, we're going to wire it to the gate over here. So that is the Winchester Saga. He was 4. That's not supposed to happen. And I'm not allowed to ever have a cat again because they don't live very long. And I don't like it. So that was fun. So not so happy hour. Sorry. I do think that you guys deserve to know. But at the same time, I couldn't talk about it that first day. It's finally getting a little bit easier. I was able to kind of get through it. Yeah. So, but today, I'm going to turn it around. I'm going to come around, guys. Okay. But today, I got to sit there and play with a bunch of baby calves. So that's fun. We did go out and we've been processing calves today. All 33 of them. Actually, 32. One got away. One ran away and is now sitting by the pond by itself. So we have to figure out how to get that cow into the corral. But we're giving the calves all their shots and everything today, which is what I stepped away from for this. But actually, the happy hour being postponed worked a little bit in my favor in that I didn't have to walk away until 4 o'clock instead of having to walk away at 2. So, and get ready. Yeah, I sent Tara a picture of my puffy face after a day of I was inconsolable. I could not stop. And it wasn't until the next day when we actually got a chance to bury him that I felt a little bit better. So it did need a little bit of closure. It was all just so fast. And also this is really, I don't know, there's something not, something psychologically wrong with it. And I'm sure it's a common thing, but it wasn't until seeing Justin cry about it that I started to be a little bit better. Like I was just carrying it all, I felt like. And then when we buried him, Justin just lost it. So anyway, Los Angeles County Animal Shelter. Thank you, David. That was very sweet. So now, I don't know how I'm going to tell Orange Kitty, guys, but the one positive is that it might mean Orange Kitty gets to move inside, because the problem with letting Orange Kitty move inside, Pumpkin, I will stop calling him Orange Kitty. I will not stop calling him Orange Kitty. Pumpkin couldn't come inside because I couldn't leave the door open to let him decide to come in. I had to, in order to do that, I had to restrain Winchester. I didn't think that was fair to Winchester to like restrain him to let some strange cat into his house. But now that we don't have that, I can leave the door open and let Orange Kitty in. And Justin will just have to deal with that. I don't know how Justin will feel about that if I suddenly adopt Orange Kitty. But for those of you who are joining late, you missed the story about how I've started naming all the wild creatures that live outside of this trailer. There's Antonio, the carpenter bee. There's a dog door, right? I could open the dog door. I've never been able to use that dog door because I didn't trust Winchester outside. I could use the dog door. Yeah, there's a couple just, interesting moments along the way of canceling the Amazon subscription for Winchester's cat food. Like we have not, there's plenty of things around here that we have not touched yet. There's like just something finite about getting rid of it. I did the same thing with my, my grandmother passed away, when that had happened. I mean, this is a while ago, but that you can't, that idea of ever removing their number from your phone is just, you just hold on to that. Like it's, even though I don't know, there's just a weird thing about, so when you get a new phone and that number doesn't transfer, there's something, that you get that out. But I've always been of the, I've always had that, like, I need to hold on to that and I can't let it go. I don't know. Yeah, but let's go. For those of you who have joined us since I Oh yeah, Amanda has her grandmother's voicemails on her phone. And Amanda, that was, I mean, I'm just want someone else to cry with me, as we already said that this is psychological. Amanda's grandmother passed away not too long ago. It's been since we've all been in, since Tara and I've had the channel. So, I mean, since we've known Amanda, I'm pretty sure. I was going to say, so those of you who have joined us in the past few moments, this is not happy hour. This is the sad hour with Natalie. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. It's not a sad hour. It was a heartfelt couple minutes, but it's not a sad hour. Tara's in the chat box on and off within a, drug-induced haze because she's got the strep throat, which I don't know who she's been making out with, but besides, hopefully it means Brandon's got it instead too, because Tara, there's like very few ways to get strep throat, and most of them include tongues. So I'm just throwing that out there. Yeah, that's what I haven't ever been able to bring myself to remove people's numbers from phones. I don't know. It feels weird. Yeah. So like Winchester's litter box is still in its spot, and that's like the first one we should have gotten rid of, because while it's not like dirty, it's not clean enough to leave sitting in your house. I did the very first thing I did, though, is I picked up those bowls, and I didn't want the food bowls there. I don't know why. That was one that I was just like, get out of my face. But I can't bring myself to get rid of I don't know. The pineapple, I'm actually glad we decided to bury him in the pineapple, because I don't know what I was going to do with that. Actually, I was going to ask Amanda if she wanted it for her cats. And I was going to send it to you, Amanda. But I was like, this needs to go to a good home, a good cat family home. But I was like, but when we decided that, I like that better than a box or exposed. Anywho. So yes, Tara's sick, and now I'm crying. But you know what? When it rains, it pours. Although it doesn't rain often here. Let me see if I can get you guys to the outside world really quick. I can't go far because this is the source. This is the source of my internet right now. This is that's my okay, let's unplug this. I'm gonna show you my view, and you guys can all be amazingly jealous. Let's see, let's not be backlit. Oh, look at that. That chair's knocked over because it got really windy today. Hold on, I'm gonna step outside. Although it's very treacherous. Look, you got these steps that you have to kind of try not to die in that big empty gap right there. Nate fell out of that once. Hold on, we'll go outside. I don't think I can go very far, but that's my mountains. That's my fire pit. I put those rocks up. They're not secure. I don't know. You can see that tree. Hold on. Let's see if we can get behind the tree. Behind that tree is the original. Let's go over here. The original homestead, right there behind the Bronco. The original homestead, in the corner there. It's disgusting, but we can't bring ourselves to tear it down. There's my porta pot, in case anyone wants to see the porta pot. We can't bring ourselves to tear it down because it's the original homestead. It's just amazing. I mean, it's one of those pieces of history. It's beautiful, but it is a safety hazard. And rabbits live in there now, and they're not the cleanest of creatures. I don't like rabbits. I don't know about you guys. Agoraphobia, fear of the outside. Is that what agoraphobia is? I am a little obsessed with mountains. I grew up in Vegas, and while you don't associate it necessarily with mountains, there's mountains around you on all sides if you live in Henderson. Not necessarily big ones, but off in the distance you can see them at all times. And then there's Black Mountain, which is a smaller one. You can always see Mount Charleston. And when I moved to Northern California, I was just devastated that there were no mountains. It wasn't home. It wasn't home without the mountains. So, and it's funny, growing up in Vegas, my family and I came out to Zion a lot, which is where we're just outside of Zion. My family and I would come to Zion because you can do the drive in a day, and then my dad would drive us back at night. And it's free basically. And so when Justin's sister and her husband bought this land to begin with, I don't think there would have been a chance in hell that I would have agreed with Justin to go in on property in Utah had it not been that I could see Zion from it, because I just had this, place in my heart for Zion. And Justin had the same thing. Justin grew up for 2 years in Vegas, and then the rest of the time in southern Utah. And so Zion was a huge part of his childhood as well. Yes, I made that lamp. Well, I didn't make that lamp. I mean, thank you, I made that lamp. But I mean, yes, I always say that. I'm terrible with compliments. I decorated that lamp. I took the shell and put, I'm going to go over to it. I love this lamp. Hold on. I used to have a match pillow because I was so proud of myself. You can see this little fake wood grain on it. Yeah, I did. And then there's a blue, and like, I'm very proud of that lamp. And that's my Bob Ross that I'm not as proud of. Let's do a tour. I already showed you, this is the most amazing wood burning stove. I freaking love that thing. I love it. I love it. I love it. That's a futon that has never been used as a futon, because it's really close to the fire, but whatever. So you have backlit for a second. This is where all of the beverages live because we don't have a fridge. This is where the fridge would go, but it is a rack of snacks. This is the secret liquor cabinet. There's my glyph. This is our current refrigerator. It's not a Yeti, it's a Yeti knockoff. It's really good though. And that's a Wiggies blanket. I'm going to tell you more about Wiggies blanket as we go this way. Hold on. I just put these up. These are new additions. Tara, you have not seen these in the house yet. There's my, because we're not big gun people. I mean, I'm not, but I think these are amazing. I got them actually the first one because of the Winchester one. But anyway, now we have gun things up on the wall, okay? It's just what happens when you have a trailer in the middle of Utah. I don't know why. We call this Nate's room because we have a buddy Nate who, it's so small. I don't know if you can get let me see if I can show, just you can see, this is a twin bed. Tara and Brandon have stayed in here. This is a twin bed and it takes up the entire room. Like that chair you're seeing right there, that's actually in the closet. Which the closet is now, oh, this is all my, you guys don't know about this yet. I'll tell you about that in a second. Oh, you don't know about this yet either. I won't tell you about that. Let's go. I'm going to side saddle down the hallway. There's a mirror, but this mirror is pretty great because it's a ghosty mirror. Here's a tiny, I don't know if I hope so. Tell me if it is. Okay, I got 2 bars, hopefully, okay. This is a tiny bathroom. There's no shower curtain because there's no running water. So why would you need a shower curtain? This is basically storage right now. And then this is the master bedroom with in all of its glory. You can see this is a full queen. I don't remember. It's a full-size bed and it takes up like all but those inches and all but these inches. So it is very, the rooms are very small. But I'll tell you about Wiggies. This is a Wiggies blanket. This is probably hideous, right? Yeah, I'll go with hideous. But it is the greatest thing that's ever been invented. And are the Wiggies hanging up in here? Yeah. This is a Wiggies. This is a Wiggies. They make vests. Wiggins. Wiggies is a company owned by like a former, I don't know if he's a Marine, but he's former military. And they're all, he makes sleeping bags. The only sleeping bags, well, at the last I checked, they were the only sleeping bags that were still made in America, all pieces. But they use a special stuff called lamellite to line it. And you will never be warmer than you ever, and I'm not kidding, yes, it's sponsor. I'm all in on Wiggies. You guys know, I freaking hate the cold. If I am vouching for a jacket for the cold, now you do not need it. He called us each time because it's a small company. Every time Justin has ordered something from him, he has called him and said, are you sure you live in I see the mailing address is to Los Angeles. You do not need this in Los Angeles, but you do need this in Minnesota. So all of you people who live in cold places, look into Wiggies. Those blankets are amazing because they're kind of like weighted. They feel like a weighted blanket. Highly recommend them. Anyway, that's my sponsorship. You can send the check to, I'm just kidding, Wiggies doesn't care that I love their stuff. But you campers, good stuff, good stuff. I use their sleeping bags. Tara and I use their sleeping bags in our camping episode. And I think I only used the liner because otherwise I would have burned to death because I was in California and scheduled to frost. They are amazing. I'm plugging Wiggies right before summer kicks in. How am I spelling that? How am I spelling that? It's Wiggys. If that's what you're asking me. How am I spelling that? I'm not. You're Canadian, but south of Minnesota? I don't know how that math works. Tara and I just decided everything's math. Because anything we don't understand is math. Which is most things. I didn't realize it sloped down so much. I don't know much about Canada. I do know that I said arrow wrong. So that's the one thing we've got going on for us. The frost for there's supposed to be a really cold front coming through. I think Minnesota was going to be 22, or Minneapolis was going to be in the 20s. I don't do that. My baby sister lives up in Minnesota, and I visited her the beginning of January one year. Left LA, and it was 78. Landed in Minnesota, and it was -2. And I disowned her. I don't speak to her anymore. Just up the road from London. Ooh, a polar vortex. David, are you part of the solar? No, what are they called? Space weather. You part of the space weather crew? Justin is. Oh, the tulips won't make it. I don't know how to deal with weather. So when we got here, Justin and I were going to be here for a month. We got here, and I brought clothes for the winter. And I own quite a bit of Walmart clothing now because that's literally all that's open in Laverkin. Wait, is it Laverkin or is it Hurricane? I don't know which city is the bigger of the two. All that's open there is there's a Walmart. I did find that if I go to St. George, I can get to a Target. But anyway, so we just do all of our stuff at Walmart. But I just keep having to buy clothes because I only came with winter wear, and I realize it is a scorcher outside today. But tulip strong bulbs, they'll bounce back. Tara's a gardener. Mostly I think she does succulents. I don't know if she's got any flowers growing at this moment. Or we get a hard patch in LA because we get 1 month of just pool. Like the entire place is just a pool of water. And then the rest of the year it's dry. So there's some really pretty wildflowers that are growing around here. And I don't know if they're wildflowers or if they're weeds. I don't really know what the difference is either. If I think is weed in the eye of the beholder, because I feel like I understand. But there's some really pretty flowers that are red and Indian paintbrush, and I don't I did write it down. This is what I do while I'm up here, guys. I have no life. Today's the one day I'm supposed to be working, and I'm here instead. I was working the cattle. I walked away, and I don't know what chaos fell behind me. When we do the cat often, but if I'm here, I'm in charge of all meds. And just because I get a system down and then I'll subcutaneous, we just got repeater syringes, so I don't even have to tell them. Ooh, how did I lose you guys completely, or was it just on my side? Just curious what happened there. This was this is also kind of a test to see if I could actually live stream from up here. It looks like the answer is kinda. Well, it's been 45 minutes and I've been away from the corral for that long anyway, so I probably should start. Oh, here we go. She's back. It's possible. Buffering. What's happening? You were frozen. Okay. When life gives you cows, just watch out. Oh my gosh. The amount of, so I was going to tell you guys about this project I'm working on. We were talking about that shush where I was back at when I went to LA for a day. I joked about doing a photo shoot of me with bring my red carpet dresses up here, and I've been doing it. So I've done, oh, Tara, I did 3 more dresses. Those pictures are in that file. So I have done 4 dresses, and they're pictures of me like old dilapidated tractors in this weird ball gown type thing. But I did one in this big old gold dress. It's gorgeous that I haven't gotten to wear anywhere yet. And, I'm trying to avoid cow shit the entire time. But we go out by the cows to get them in the background, and suddenly I hear this noise behind me. And this is where the pictures that I've been using for to promote this. I looked over my shoulder, and there were just the G's, which is last generation, the heifers this year. They're all the G generation. And there's just a wall of them. And they're all very interested in this gold dress that makes this little crinkly noise. I think they thought it was hay. I don't know, but I got them all really close behind me. So Tara, there are way too many gold dress pictures because the cows, like when you pick which picture you like to, you go, oh, my face is doing something great here. But in this one, it was like, no, the cow's face is doing something great here. So there's pictures of me in this gold ball gown with a cow next to me, considering eating my dress. So I don't know. Those will be fun when we finally get those together. I have one more dress to do. So we'll see what happens with there. How much longer am I staying at the ranch? That is a very good question. And I think that's a Justin question. I'm not in charge. We have, there's a little bit of until COVID's over situation. Justin doesn't have to go back to work yet, so there's no reason for him to be in LA. Everything he's been doing, he can do from the internet. I mean, if he's got to work remotely, why not work from out here? And now that we have the apartment down the hill that we're able to go and set up for internet, we use that as a home base on Thursdays and on normally Mondays when Tara and I film. But we have cow stuff until the 18th. So Justin and Shannon, which is Ellen's husband, Justin and Shannon are going to drive to the lowest part of Colorado. I don't know where it is, and pick up a bull Thursday. So he will not be in Shush. Justin will be driving up to Colorado to pick up a bull. We're going to bring the bull back, and we're doing tomorrow. We're going to start doing AI. Some artificial insemination. And it's a week-long process. You have to put part of it in and take part of it out later on. Excuse me. So after the 18th, when they're going to bring the bull back, then we let the bull out with the calves, and then we have to bring the bull back to Colorado because we're just renting the bull. Excuse me. So when that's over, the plan is to make another trip back to California. I mean, now that Tara has COVID, I don't know that she and I will get together to film. The plan was to maybe go back and spend a couple days there, and Tara and I will get some stuff in the can, just depending on how they start to phase out stuff right now. I don't know what their plan is. I think LA is in phase 1. I don't know, which means nothing changed, but we're pretending like something changed. I don't know. The beaches are still closed now that Tara has the COVID. Durango, Four Corners. Oh, I don't know. Probably around Durango. I don't know. If we were drinking, I'd put an artificial insemination. Yeah, no, you're not. Summer does. Yeah. Yeah, no. So it won't be. It definitely won't be until after the 18th. I'm hoping that we go back at least to regroup and, I mean, our neighbor Angela, such a sweetheart. We gave her a key before we left and told her, if you need anything, go rummage through the house there if there's anything there. Angela texted the other day and said that we had some packages sitting outside the door, which were all NeuroGum, Tara. So we had some packages sitting outside, and she moved them inside for us. So we know that as of last week, there's nothing sitting outside. So that will be, so I don't have like the necessity to go back there. Although I'm sure Orange Kitty wants some treats. And also I'm sure Nemo, which is my plant. I have a very cute plant, which I can't remember what it's called, that looks like either a mandrake. Is that what they're called, Tara? Is that what the little Harry Potter creatures that are crawling out and you can scream them? You pull them out and they scream. This one Nemo looks like it's crawling out of the pot. And that's why I bought him. And why I named him Nemo, I don't know. That's just what happened. So Nemo's the only plant that I have that I would be, a little upset if it didn't survive. But it's a desert plant, so it should be okay. I mean, I think one of the other ones will survive, and then we can repopulate Mrs. Potts. The other ones don't have names. Mrs. Potts is the one. Tara gave me this one in a teapot that's super cute, and it's propagated from her plants in her living room. I don't know what they're called. They're long dangly ones. That's what I call them. Mandrake, that's what they're called? Yeah, he's cute. I don't have a picture of Nemo, but I will sure to introduce him next time we do Shush Shush from the house. I'll bring Nemo over and introduce him to the army. Terra plants are soon going to take over California. That's true. Yeah, she keeps like randomly giving them out. This is like a horror movie plot. Tara's a evil scientist, and she has plant minions, and she's going to send them out. And once she's got them on all corners of LA, she'll take over LA. And then, yeah, it's pretty creepy. Anyway, it hasn't been an hour. I wasn't going to be here for an hour. It was going to be for a half hour. I told the crew I'd be back in an hour, which was 2 hours ago. So I should go back to the corral. I'm going to wrap it up. We will be doing Shush Shush next week. We will have our Glyph Shush Shush on Monday next week, the time we plan. We'll see you at the Purple Lamb happy hour on Rise and Shine. I can't remember what the cocktail's called. Tara's been sharing the recipe. Sounds super good. We tried the Glyph. I want Shush Shush now. We did try the Glyph, and Tara and I filmed ourselves. We had some technical difficulties, so I don't know if it'll actually make an episode, but we tried it, and it was amazing. And we tried a golden hour. I get Rise and Shine. Maybe it was something else. Rise and Shine sounds a lot like golden hour. And we made another cocktail called Day at the Beach, and it was amazing. It was so good that I went immediately and made another one, and made one for Justin. And he drank it and said, "Ooh, these are dangerous." So we will share that other recipe later. It's a little bit more complicated because you have to get hibiscus syrup. But after you watch that video, you will know how to make hibiscus syrup the quarantined in Utah way. I hope that video ends up working out because it was a fun comedy there. Anyway, special message to Tara. I hope you feel better. Drink a lot of liquids. Get some zinc. Up the zinc. Justin says elderberry. I read an article that the elderberry studies were bullshit, but Justin swears by it. So that's my advice to you. I am going to go work on some cattle and hopefully not hurt anybody now that I've had a little bit of Gatorade that might have vodka in it. Thank you for joining me. I think that this might work out, Tara. I could live stream from here, kind of. I buffered for a moment, but it was okay. Okay, I like you guys. You are awesome. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for donating, David. Thank you for all the love and support about Winchester, guys. It was really interesting to see, to lose your pet and then also have an outpouring of support from the world. It was a very unique experience. Thank you. Okay, I'm gonna go. I will catch you later. I had to push the button myself because I am here by myself. Bye.